Welcome back. Today we're diving into some of the most disturbing unsolved disappearances. Real people, real mysteries, and families still searching for answers. These cases aren't just stories, they're puzzles with missing pieces, leaving behind a void filled with questions and speculation. As we explore, I'll lay out the facts, the odd details, and the leading theories. But I want to hear from you. What do you think happened? Share your thoughts in the comments. Sometimes a new perspective can spark an idea, so get comfortable. Let's get into these haunting mysteries. Let's begin. We delve into mysteries that defy explanation, cases that leave us with more questions than answers. Our first case, Maura Murray, a young woman full of promise, whose disappearance continues to baffle investigators and armchair detectives alike. In 2004, she was a bright and ambitious 21-year-old nursing student at the University of Massachusetts Amherst, seemingly with a bright future ahead of her. Then one day she vanished without a trace. The events leading up to her disappearance are shrouded in mystery. She emailed her professors claiming a family emergency that, as it turned out, didn't exist. This was the first sign that something was amiss. She packed her black Saturn sedan with her belongings, as if preparing for a long trip, and embarked on a drive north to rural New Hampshire. The destination, and the reason for the journey, remain unknown. The journey took a dark turn when her car crashed on a remote road in Haverhill, New Hampshire, far from the bustling college town she left behind. The accident itself was minor, but it set in motion a chain of events that would lead to her disappearance. A passerby driving along the desolate road stopped to offer help, but Maura, seemingly disoriented, declined any assistance. She claimed she'd already called AAA for assistance, a puzzling statement considering cell service in that remote area was nearly non-existent. This detail adds another layer of intrigue to the already perplexing case. Just minutes later, police arrived at the scene of the accident. The car was found locked, with her personal belongings still inside, seemingly untouched. But Maura herself was gone, vanished into the cold night. Despite the fresh snow on the ground, there were no footprints leading away from the vehicle, no indication of where she might have gone. Extensive searches of the surrounding area were conducted, but they turned up nothing. No sign of Maura. Over the years, numerous theories have emerged, ranging from the possibility that she ran away to start a new life, to the more sinister suggestion of foul play. Some even speculate that she succumbed to the harsh elements of the New Hampshire winter. Her family has never stopped searching for answers, tirelessly pursuing leads and keeping her memory alive. But despite their unwavering efforts, no trace of Maura has ever been found. How does someone vanish so completely, in a matter of minutes, on a cold, empty road, leaving behind no clues? Was it a meticulously planned escape, a random act of violence, or something else entirely that led to her disappearance? The more you delve into the case, the more the questions multiply, and the fewer answers seem to surface. The mystery of Maura Murray remains one of the most perplexing unsolved disappearances of our time. Now, we turn our attention to the perplexing case of Brandon Swanson, a bright and promising 19-year-old college student with his whole life ahead of him. In 2008, Brandon vanished without a trace from the vast, open landscapes of Minnesota, leaving behind a mystery that continues to baffle investigators and torment his loved ones to this day. His disappearance is a chilling reminder of how easily someone can vanish in the heartland of America. The night he disappeared began with a minor mishap. After his car got stuck in a ditch along a desolate country road, Brandon found himself stranded. In a moment of resourcefulness, he did what many of us would do. He called his parents for help, mistakenly believing, based on his surroundings, that he was somewhere near the small town of Lind, Minnesota. He thought he knew his location, but tragically, he was wrong. He wasn't. Unbeknownst to Brandon, he was actually miles away from where he thought he was, setting the stage for a series of fateful miscalculations. As his parents set out to find him, they stayed on the phone with Brandon, trying to guide him and pinpoint his location as he walked, hoping to lead them to him. He attempted to describe his surroundings, mentioning fences and the sound of water nearby, clues that would later prove both helpful and frustratingly misleading. He was doing his best to help them find him in the dark. Then, after approximately 45 minutes of conversation, filled with the static of a weak cell signal and the growing anxiety of his parents, Brandon suddenly exclaimed, "Oh *T!" and the call went dead, severing the connection and plunging his family into unimaginable fear. Despite countless attempts to reconnect, his phone was never answered again, leaving his parents with a silence that continues to echo in their hearts. The next morning, his car was eventually found, not near Lind as initially believed, but miles away in a completely different direction, deepening the mystery surrounding his disappearance. Despite extensive searches of the area, no trace of Brandon has ever been found. The landscape yielded no clues, no answers, only more questions. Did he accidentally fall into the nearby Yellow Medicine River, a waterway known for its strong currents and treacherous banks? Did he succumb to the harsh elements of a cold Minnesota night, becoming disoriented and lost in the darkness? Or did he encounter someone or something sinister lurking in the shadows of that desolate rural road? Despite massive search efforts involving law enforcement, volunteers, and even cadaver dogs, he was never found, leaving behind a void that can never be filled. That final, abruptly ended call continues to haunt his family, a constant reminder of the unanswered questions and the enduring pain of their loss. What truly happened in those last, terrifying moments of Brandon Swanson's life? The truth remains elusive, lost somewhere in the darkness of that Minnesota night. Madeleine McCann's disappearance in Portugal, 2007, became a global story. 3 years old, she vanished from her family's resort apartment while her parents dined nearby. The window was open, the bed empty, and the search began immediately. Theories abound: abduction, accident, or something else. Over the years, suspects have come and gone, including a German man now considered a prime suspect. Despite worldwide attention and countless leads, Madeleine has never been found. The case remains open, the pain for her family unending. How does a child disappear from a crowded resort? Brian Schaffer, a 27-year-old medical student, vanished from a Columbus, Ohio bar in 2006. Security cameras captured him entering the Ugly Tuna Saloona, but never leaving. He was separated from friends in the crowded bar, and calls to his phone went unanswered. No activity on his bank accounts or phone since. Theories include a secret exit, foul play, or voluntary disappearance, but nothing fits. His family insists he wouldn't just walk away. How does someone disappear from a bar with only one entrance and exit under the eye of cameras? The mystery endures and his family still searches for answers. It's as if he vanished into thin air. Asha Degree, a name that echoes with unanswered questions and lingering sorrow. Just 9 years old, a vibrant child on the cusp of so much life, disappeared from her North Carolina home in the dead of night back in the year 2000. A disappearance that continues to baffle investigators and break hearts to this day. In the hours before dawn, she packed a backpack, a small collection of personal items, and ventured out into the darkness, leaving her warm bed and the safety of her home behind, in the middle of a stormy night, a night filled with torrential rain and howling winds. It was completely out of character, a bewildering act for a child known to be afraid of the dark, a child who usually sought comfort in the presence of light. In the early morning hours, motorists reported seeing a lone figure, a small girl, walking along a highway, before she seemingly vanished, disappearing into the dense, shadowy woods that lined the road. A year later, a glimmer of hope emerged, then quickly faded. Her backpack was found buried 26 miles away, a discovery that only deepened the mystery. Inside, investigators found items that didn't belong to her, clues that hinted at a possible abduction or outside influence. Why did she leave the safety and security of her home? What compelled her to step out into the storm? Was she lured out by a deceptive promise, or did she run away, seeking something she couldn't find at home? Despite countless searches and tireless efforts, no trace of Asha has ever been found, leaving a void that can never truly be filled. Her family still holds on to hope, clinging to the possibility that one day they will finally receive the answers they so desperately deserve. The case remains open, a stark reminder of the mysteries that continue to haunt us, the questions that linger in the darkness. What made a little girl walk into the night, leaving behind everything she knew and stepping into an unknown fate? Christmas Eve, 1945, 5 Sodder children vanished after a fire destroyed their West Virginia home. No remains were found and evidence suggested the fire was set intentionally. The family's ladder was missing, trucks wouldn't start, and the phone line was cut. The Sodders believed their children were kidnapped, not killed. Over the years they received strange clues, including a photo of a man resembling their missing son. Despite decades of searching, the fate of the Sodder children remains unknown. Was it arson, abduction, or something else? The family's search became legendary. The mystery endures, with more questions than answers. How can 5 children vanish without a trace? In 2014, Lars Matank, a 28-year-old German tourist, vanished from Varna Airport, Bulgaria. After a fight left him with a ruptured eardrum, he began acting paranoid. telling his mother he was being followed. Security footage shows him sprinting out of the airport, leaving his luggage behind and disappearing into nearby fields. Was it a psychotic break, fear for his life, or something else? Despite extensive searches, no trace of Lars has ever been found. The footage of his frantic escape is haunting. What drove him to run, and where did he go? Another case with no answers. Amy Lynn Bradley vanished from a Caribbean cruise ship in 1998. Last seen early in the morning, she disappeared without a trace. Her belongings left behind. The ship docked and passengers disembarked before a thorough search. Her family believes she was abducted, possibly by someone on board. Over the years, there have been reported sightings of Amy, including in Curaçao and even a brothel, but none confirmed. A photo surfaced online, but nothing definitive. The FBI investigated, but Amy remains missing. Her family's search continues, desperate for answers. How does someone vanish from a cruise ship? Tara Calico, 19, disappeared during a bike ride in New Mexico, 1988. Her Walkman and cassette tape were found along the road, but she and her bike were never recovered. Months later, a Polaroid surfaced in Florida, showing a woman resembling Tara and a boy, both bound and gagged. The photo remains unconfirmed, and the boy's identity is still unknown. Theories include abduction, accidental death, and cover-up, but no arrests have been made. Tara's parents died without answers. The haunting photo is a chilling reminder of her disappearance. Was it her in the picture, or another cruel twist? The case remains unsolved, the questions lingering. What really happened to Tara Calico? Malaysia Airlines flight MH370 vanished in 2014 with 239 people on board. The plane deviated from its flight path, communication was lost, and it disappeared over the Indian Ocean. Despite massive searches, only a few pieces of debris have been found. Theories range from pilot action to mechanical failure or hijacking, but nothing is confirmed. The black box was never recovered. For the families, the lack of closure is devastating. How can a modern airliner simply vanish? The mystery remains one of aviation's greatest. These cases remind us how quickly life can change, leaving families in agonizing limbo. The unknown is haunting, and the search for answers never ends. Which theories resonate with you? Share your thoughts below. Let's keep these stories alive. Sometimes a conversation can spark new hope. Thanks for watching. If you want more true crime mysteries, hit subscribe. Stay safe, look out for each other, and I'll see you next time. Bye.